God blessed me with natural gifted talent because I'm a black African man from the USA. And so it's something that he don't got. And I'm going to go in there and I'm going to dominate and I'm going to dog him out. USA! 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 Y'all think we is? We humble? Yeah. You America, we humble. We listen to y'all little childish shit.
Aguanta los 12 rounds. Vamos a ver.
Go ahead. Give your
Okay, first of all, let me make something very clear. This is not a US versus Argentina thing. I'm really thankful for the fact. I'm really thankful for the fact that this country has.
Yeah, we don't want you here.
Don't you find it amazing that an American boxer in America can't give props to his own country without foreigners who's from someplace else coming over to this country and getting offended? Don't you guys find that amazing? If you guys haven't figured out why Jermell Charlotte was so triggered, if you guys listened to some interviews a while back, Jamel talked about fighters having to fight beyond the crowd. Now, keep in mind, he wasn't talking about all fighters. He was just talking about a specific group of fighters. And that means that Jamel Charlo has noticed and is getting sick and tired of the same thing that I have noticed and that I have gotten sick and tired of. And that is, whenever you have an American boxer, a black American boxer, and he faces any foreigner in his country, he is always booed. Always. The only time black fighters is not booed is when black fighters fight other black fighters. Other than that, if they fight any kind of foreigner from Kazakhstan to Mexico to wherever, the only time I notice this doesn't happen is with Cubans. It's probably about the only time. But other than that, if you have an American black fighter that's fighting any foreign fighter, he's always booed on his home turf. Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, Deontay Wilder, Floyd Mayweather. The list goes on and on and on. And even currently now, and people don't even know much about this guy because he really just burst on the scene, Montana Love, who just signed with Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, and DAZN and all that, okay? His first few fights I seen, and keep in mind, don't nobody know him, especially from over there, booed. It's like, y'all don't even know this guy. He's just starting out, booed. For the same reasons, the only fighters that get called boring are black. Yet Eddie Reynoso will tell you that black fighters are the hardest to fight. But at the same time, you're the most boring. You're none of those things. And to add insult on top of injury, this is why I bring it up, and this is why it's funny to me. The reason why this is funny, because you have Jamel Charlo, sitting up here trying to rep the USA. And the USA, honestly, don't rep him. Boxing don't work the same over here in America. Castaño was right about one thing. It's not no Argentina versus USA. He's right about that. It's not. It's Argentina versus a black man. I don't care what you say. I don't care how people want to dress this up to you. I don't care what fool write whatever bullshit in the comment section trying to spin the narrative of what's obviously the truth. Okay? That's how they look at it. That's how they always look at it. Okay? This is why they have always matched black and brown fighters together. And this is the kicker. Okay? Pay attention. This is the kicker. When they put a black fighter with a brown fighter or a foreign fighter or a Latin fighter, whatever you want to call it, when they put a black and a Latin fighter together, it doesn't spark the interest of the demographic of black people. You won't be able to get their attention and get them to pay attention to the fight by simply putting a black guy against a Mexican or a Latino or whatever. That doesn't work with them. They're not interested like that. They're not triggered like that. They don't care. Okay? But when you put a black fighter against a Mexican fighter / Latino, whatever you want to call them, that does spark the interest of Latinos. Okay? See, so when they put that match together, it's not to appeal to the black demographic. It's to appeal to the Latinos because they know that Latinos, the Latin culture is a anti-black, pro-white culture. They identify with the oppressor. They believe the more oppressor blood they have in their veins, and the more that they look like a Caucasian, the more Latin / Mexican, Latino they are. This is a fact. Don't let nobody tell you that. Any fucking real Latino will fucking tell you this. Okay? Straight up. All right? They identify with the oppressor. They idolize Caucasians. It's the truth. Okay? So since they know, and this is the whole thing with hating on you. A lot of foreigners, Latinos, Mexicans come over here and they believe the more disdain and the more hatred they show towards you, the more they'll be accepted into white society. I promise you, everything I'm telling you is 110% true. Okay? So, since they already know this about the Latino fan base, they make these matches to appeal to them. This is why you are always booed in America, in your own backyard, to a whole bunch of foreign ass people who, this is the crazy part, also live in America, who escaped to America, who ran to America to live a better life and whatever and whatnot. But yet when it comes to you, they want to throw their flag in your face. And as you can see from Jamel Charlotte, that not only will they throw their flag in your face, these foreign motherfuckers will have the audacity to look at you and tell you that we don't want you here. Now, when it comes to Brian Castaño's support base, fan base, whatever you want to call it, what did that bitch mean when she said, we don't want you here? Bitch, what are you talking about? Since he's an American and he's born in America, where don't you want him? And isn't it funny how foreigners can come over here and think that they can talk like that to you? Where do you think they get that shit from? Okay, well, part of you know where they get it from, but the other half of you don't know is why they're so comfortable doing it. And when it comes to that shit, I'm sorry, some of you going to have to look in the mirror because you're responsible. Okay? Because like I always said, and like the saying goes, silence is a form of agreeance. So when you see fucked up shit that's out of place, it's out of balance, and you don't say shit, that means a part of you agrees with it because you don't do enough to say or do anything about it. And that's where your responsibility comes in at. But here you got this American fighter that's told by a foreigner that they don't want you here in the fucking country that he was fucking born in. The Latino boxing community in boxing is the worst fan base in fucking boxing. I told you, these people is horrible. I love everybody, but I do realize me loving everybody doesn't mean that everybody's going to like me. I can be like that, but other people won't be like that. I'm also aware of that. Okay? But I pretty much got love for everybody, but this is the thing. I won't hold you up. I'm going to check you. I'm going to tell you about yourself. I don't care if you black, white. I don't care if you Chinese, Arabic, you know what I'm saying? Polish, Polak, Irish, Scottish. I don't care what the fuck you is. I'm going to tell you about yourself. I'm letting you know that right now. So I say that to say that, you know, but this Latino fan, whatever the fuck y'all want to call yourselves, you guys are so fucking bad. If I could give the option of blocking anybody of Latin ancestry from my page, you guys are so fucked up that that's exactly what I would do. And you know it's crazy if I'm this verbal and blunt with you about it. That's how fucked up y'all are as a fucking fan base. And that's how negative y'all are for boxing. And the reason why I don't fuck with Canelo represent racism when I look at Canelo now. I can't even think boxing. I just think redheaded racism. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And this is what makes boxing not fun. But you know how it is at the end of the day. This is boxing. Latino fans, a.k.a. the face of racism. I'm out.